Peace and blessings, family. Sister Audrey. I'm just coming in for I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything pressing I have to do. I only have 2 pages to write today. And so that makes my chores for today much easier. And yeah, there's always so much to share with you. I know most people, if you catch this, you're going to catch it later, and that's perfectly fine. Going live is so much simpler, even though it's, haphazard. I could say anything. And goodness knows I sure ain't perfect. Um, it just is easier to do this because I'm not there editing after I record whatever I do, and then there's always a chance that I don't have the mic plugged in as I did the other day, and I have to do the whole thing all over again, or my screen capture doesn't work for whatever reason, and there's too many little buttons for me to try to figure out how do I get the audio back on. It's a mess. This is crazy. Um, and what's going on in Taiwan is also off scale. Let me go up over here, right there to one photo that I have. There was, and I saw it immediately because I went to first Daily Mail. Now, I usually go right to the earthquake map and from the geological survey source, whatever the heck, so many abbreviations. Um, and I would have seen that this is a 7.4. That let me get the details on it. I opened up a CNN. I don't want to risk playing the audio from this because they really, really, really don't like me. I'm quite sure I'm down on somebody's file. Of course, I'm on their files somewhere, even though I always constantly say, and it is true in my own private life, I wish absolutely nobody any harm. When you're trying to stop a genocide, you're supposed to be one of the good guys. But since the bad guys are in charge, you're not good for them, and they will use every single lie and subterfuge and technology that they can to portray you as the criminal, as the one who means no good to the world, when they're increasing the censorship, they're increasing the lunacy, they're increasing the brainwashing of children so they think they are everything but what the Most High made them to be. And they're the ones who are doing that. And I am vehemently, I think at this point, I would be up here screaming against what they're doing if they were just doing what they're doing. It wasn't didn't have anything to do with Fukushima. It's no, leave our children alone. But it's all about Fukushima. It's all about man-made radiation, and that they made, I don't know if in their estimation they made a mistake with Fukushima, but they did because the Most High is in charge. So at this point in time, no matter what they do, it's all going to blow back against them because they're the liars. Liars never win. Inevitably, they never win it. When you have an entire civilization based on epic lies, you've lost straight out the bat. You've lost. And it's only by beguiling people, because there's a level of energy that everybody has that you just only have so much time in your day. So there's a level of energy that you have. You notice it because you'll get into a fight with somebody, an argument, and you'll be dead wrong. You'll be wrong. But in the moment, I'm not talking about later on when you start to realize, I could have been wrong. But in the thick of that fight, you are so happy to be able to prove to this person every single little point that you have in your obfuscated head. And you'll throw it all out at them unless over the lifetime you've learned sometimes I can be wrong. I mean that towards me too. There's plenty of times where I'm wrong. Every now and then I could be right. I could be really, really right. But I'm just saying that propulsion is like a car crash where it's not the crash of the car that kills you, it's the fact that you are still moving at whatever speed you were doing when your car suddenly was stopped and your body didn't respond fast enough to the instant change in propulsion. That is demonic possession. That's the scientific parameters of it, where your ability to stop yourself from just concluding all those thoughts you've had over a lifetime is not equal to the force of the truth coming at you. So you will literally reject the truth. You will just want to go along with whatever, you know, usual suspects of habit that you've always had. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just the joy of having been here for you so that 200 years from now, you're going to know there was someone out there who was about it, who was real for Black you. I guess I'm starting out with this way and not the, Taiwan earthquake because of our beloved sister, Zizzy the artist. She wrote a comment to the share I did going over the three brothers, and they're not alone in being taken out. There's so many who these things are happening. So I would just was because it was two young brothers, the 17-year-old and the 10-year-old, that I ran across their horrible demises on the same morning that I went and I talked about them. And because Vontae Davis is famous, I put him in that lineup too. And I see ordinary people as the most amazing, precious gems on this planet. You are far more valuable than any of these huge people up here who are leading this entire planet to obliteration. And that's about that earthquake. But I want to read what Sister Zizzy the artist said. Yeah, I felt this whole share deeply. I was so frustrated because I recently learned that my niece in law, a young lady in her 20s, started making a business selling CMOS. I know some churches in my area and social media targeting young folk on certain apps are peddling that stuff based on what I've observed talking to folks. I was always warning the young lady's parents in front of her when she was in her late teens and brought the data and your shares to my in laws. Obviously, people don't believe anything unless it comes from someone they admire. And I'm not someone in the church or some rich and famous person. Humble followers of the Most High aren't popular, as you've already experienced just being on this app. I will keep sharing your warnings because the youth who come after deserve this truth because, as I've learned a lot, more older folk and young adults tend to be highly resistant to info that contradicts their programming. It makes me sad how many of us perish and how much younger they're getting each time. On a positive note, congrats on finishing 130 pages of your novel. Looking forward to getting my copy piece. You're going to enjoy that book. That book is off the charts. I'm like, dang, wow. But what you're saying, sister, this is also the reason I'm doing this live is because of your comment here. Psh, you just spoke my mind. And that's why for me, I don't recommend, the Islamic faith because you're born to be Muslim. You are born, it's natural to submit to the commands of the Most High. We have an usurper, an interloper from the caves who's come in and made evil fair seeming. And thereby, we have been just thrown off that straight path ever so incrementally as the generations pass, to the point where we are engaging in activity that just would have horrified our ancestors. And a lot of, and they've made it seem antique to look at those from the past, when wouldn't we at this point in time where they're teaching children a doctrine that leads to them volunteering for castration? Wouldn't we love to go on back there? Now, we would want to change bunches of stuff. Oh my goodness, I think we should go back to the motherland times. And as soon as we see the whites of them eyes, you know what you got to do. All right. But we can't. We got to deal with what we have. And I don't think that we would have survived them anyway, because we needed all the knowledge we can. But my point is in getting over this programming, as you stated, the possession, the scientific force of being in a car crash, so that your car stops no matter the damage. The car is just a hunk of material. The material is all still there by weight and volume. It's just changed its dimensions, but your flesh is dependent on a certain configuration, so it's changing in dimensions could kill you. And that is what we are looking at with our family members, and we are attached to them and our friends, because they're in the centrifugal effect of that programming, that will not give them superhuman qualities, so that they can pull away from just listening to those platforms that are allowed, permitted to be popular. We are going to naturally be attracted to the voices that have been allowed to be popular, because it's like we're like, oh, I want to be part of the party. Yeah, all of us have experienced loneliness as little children. All of us have experienced doubt as little children. And so when you're going to school and you see the popular children, not that you like them, but you automatically give them a certain amount of authority. And if by accident, because your parents have given you certain attributes that others admire, others envy, then you may be the popular person. And then you kind of, because Most High puts that compass in you. You know, because there'll be little rich children who know that, why do you like me? You like me just because I got money. You full of crap. And then they'll kind of veer off into becoming bullies because they want to be genuinely liked. Even if they enjoy being bullies, they want to be genuinely liked, because loneliness is real. The loneliness makes you want people to gravitate towards you, so you know they're not going to go away. Your money may go away. Then what you got? Nothing. People will suddenly start avoiding you. Ask P. Diddy. You got nothing. He throwing up so many hand signs right now, screaming for help, because he just assumed all that time he was falling for the doctrine of being with the popular people, that the world would be with him forever, and ignored the fact, and even let it, because you got stupid people out here who want to believe that when they gain that following, that is genuine somehow. So they'll fool themselves into it. And there's P. Diddy. I'm like, can you throw up another hand sign? Screaming for help. Yo. But nobody like you. Nobody likes you. Nobody ever did. And you were a jerk the whole time, because you thought that that was the winning modality, that you had been programmed to believe was successful. But you a black man. You the first ones they're going to throw under the bus. And they did that. I looked at that. I said, they're doing that just like I predicted. They'll get crazier and crazier, because they need to keep people looking at the wrong thing during the car wreck of Fukushima. And so I have family members. I've warned them about this. And at this point in time, I don't recommend this for anybody. But I have no regrets. None of my family members talk to me anymore. None of them like me. Literally, one beautiful, my aunt. I cherish her, right? But in the same regard, the rest of them, and my aunt's going to side with them because she wants to be with the popular folks. The rest of them, they don't do any research. They don't go over, let me get my book list. All the books that I've gotten and oh my goodness, the amount that I have actually read is incredible. Here we go. Let's see now. I don't want to go to the picture. Oh yeah, I can't go to the pictures first and just pull a book list. There we go. Book. Is it? I want oh, okay, I see. And it'll just scroll on. I could go through all of them. I've added more. I'm not reading anymore right now, but out of all the books that I have found, these are the most exact and precise when it comes to radiation. What I do, I'm throwing the facts out here. All the people who, especially ones selling CMOS, all you have to do is just get some of these books, like The Pet Cow Effect. That's a good one. I read that one. I don't recommend The Plutonium Files by Eileen Wilson. I suspect that is propaganda. They will write whole books as propaganda. Trust and believe that. Peace, love. Poisoner's Handbook, that's a good one. The Radium Girls. Oh my God. Do you know there is a white company out there trying to sell their version of Radithor right now? Dr. She sent me a link and I watched their promotional where they're like, oh, there's a lot of states in the United States that have vast amounts of radium in the ground, just waiting, and nobody's using it. And then they showed pictures of all of these radium infused, cosmetics and drinks. And they say, oh, we should be listening to our ancestors. They knew. And they utterly skip what happened to the rich white dude who, because the rich white dude died from drinking too much Radithor, suddenly they were like, oh, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. But when it came to the Radium Girls, it was just a bunch of working grunt white women who had no education whatsoever, and they believed whatever the hell they told them. Their whole bodies were falling apart because they were ingesting the radium. And this company ain't saying a goddamn word because that's how stupid they've made everybody. That's how ignorant. It's a difference between stupid and ignorant, but most of us are stupid. We're going to defend our ignorance. And so I can't believe, I was like, there's somebody selling that. This one, oh, I look forward to this one so much. I haven't gotten a chance to read about Alice Stewart. We don't have x-rays taken of pregnant women because of Alice Stewart. But she was a white woman. Right? A white woman came up before black us saying what I'm saying, and none of them ever would. Folks would be like, oh, because I went over the let's see, like I said, this is the reason why I got stuff up here. Oh, there it is, right there. I went over this chick, Bella Hadid, in the video that I did about the Boeing crashes and how most of the planes going down are not made by Boeing. That's white on white crime, where they want to kill black you and me so damn much. They don't want us to stop eating the sea moss, that they are blaming it on Boeing, so then they could then blame Boeing's problems on black us. I thought they were just kidding when I showed the thumbnail of the two black women that I found on Zero Hedge, but then I found that there's a CEO at Boeing who's like, oh, I support diversity, DEI, whatever the hell it is. Diversity, equity, inclusion, some crap like that. They're always changing these things. But it's the same old racism. And they're literally trying to blame the entire Wigner effect on Boeing and then on black you and me. And so during that share, I shared about Bella Hadid with this stupid, This is just satanic right here. I know she burning sage. I'm not saying burning sage is a bad thing, but what's your intention? Are you in obedience to the one and only creator? Are you in obedience to murder and genocide? I don't think Bella Hadid is one molecule, one brain cell close to being intelligent. Okay? But this with the sage, and then she takes her supplements, and then here we go. Where is it? Right there. Oh, the beads. Oh, yeah. This is, they got these red things with the red string going around their wrists. That is thoroughly. What did they Madonna's all into that certain book they have. I don't know if it's a Talmud, but the Talmud is nasty. Oh my goodness. Okay, but we know about the learned elders of what they wish they were from and about Zion. Okay, so they wear these red beads and red strings and all because they got the blue one down at the bottom, which makes me think of Paris Hilton, who was having sea theme things. So that makes me wonder, is all of this just more part of a script as opposed to Bella Hadid is actually doing anything of the sort that they claim in here, where she got her little what her little friggin' witch book right there, okay? And then her drinking the sea moss, because I've been saying they don't recommend this to white women. It's only being pushed at us. And so then the very next day, let's go see the date on this article. It wasn't the very next day because I think I saw this, and so it might have been several days, but it's March 19th, 2024. Let's go to the next one, where the day after I did the share, I could have changed it. I could have included this, but the man editing that thing was hellified. And I don't want to add any more. It was already over 40 minutes long. So on the 21st of March, just days later, they suddenly said, oh, we changed our mind. They put dietitian at the front. And I just focus on the dietitian because, as I said, it's like a car wreck where you don't notice little things. But in the headline they also had that doctors too. So they underemphasize the doctor part and they put dietitians because they don't want it to seem as if it's a panic type of thing, because then word might get back to us. But they trust and believe that the overwhelming majority of us are going to be in that just physics inertia state before the car wreck happens. So we don't realize that actually it's not just a car that's going 50 miles per hour. We're going 50 miles per hour dynamically also. So when you hear dietitians, you think, okay, but is it doctors? Because you've been programmed to believe these doctors have your best interests at heart when they were putting mostly Black people on damn ventilators that just killed them. Just kill them. And the nurse, you would find nurses out there confessing, oh, this is terrible. But they were probably a part of it too, because they got that as part of their friggin' plans, their scripts. They don't mind if a couple white people get out there and act like they give a damn, because that keeps you chewing at the cud. Moo. Talking about the Talmud. Moo. Okay? They don't mind. That was part of the movie, white noise. Just go along. Just keep everything, stay calm, because they're losing. They're losing. Their car wreck is real, but it's going slow motion. Okay? So, yeah, this is something that, I mean, really, folks should be just horrified that you got celebrities out there. You got Cynthia G when she was still up here. You had her selling CMOS. Excuse me? The woman who's recommending selective abortions? I mean, let's just say it. Hitler would have loved her. Got Black women out there pondering if there was one of them out there, and I think that that's why they took her down, because she was not successful. She became an embarrassment to them, right? If there were Black women out there even pondering, volunteering to genocide your own offspring in your womb, that's the sad part about it. It makes me think that when it comes to even touching these damn CMOS formulations, the radiation is affecting you. I don't even know if that is real CMOS gel in there that Bella Hadid is pretending she's imbibing. Okay? But if you are selling this stuff, you are contaminated, even if you don't eat it. There was a live stream that Christina Consola did, Rad Chick. I had highlighted it, but I took it down because at the very beginning they kept, hounding the Martin Luther King Kumbaya mess, which wasn't it white people who assassinated him, and they didn't assassinate him for anything other than that he was changing his mind. He was realizing, wait a minute, there's something wrong with them. And so they needed to stop him right at the point where he's just like, I have a dream. Little Black children and little white children gonna play together, and they're gonna kill the entire freaking planet. I'll get back to the Quake, but I just want to share. Oh, God damn it. This is the problem is when I'm doing this live, I'll forget what my line of rhetoric was. Okay, that's gone. But anyway, yeah. Let's get back to the Quake, and maybe I'll remember what the hell I was talking about right there. So where was CNN article? This is massive. And the reason why that whole diversion got started by me is because luckily I've been warning people about this. And I go and I look every single day to see, let's see now. I think it would be right here. Oops, crash. Okay, there we go. That's the posts. And let me go to the videos. Oh no, it's on the lives. I'm so glad I did this right here. Where turn off all these earthquakes, please. Where I showed and I explained the patterns that are going on with the increasing tectonic destabilization. This is huge. When it gets up to here, did you feel it? 10. That's gigantic. 7.4 in Taiwan. All right. Right on over here. Okay. But watching this and going to this map at least 2 times, if not 3 times a day, and then clicking on these suckers, I've been able to see the change. Over here, these are massively shallow now. Whereas before, they used to ordinarily be hundreds of kilometers deep. No more. No more. What's this got to do with Fukushima? What's this got to do with Fukushima? There were 4 meltdowns. 3 I know specifically went out of the concrete buildings. I don't give a damn how much they removed from the internet. I am never going to forget 13 years ago and reading all them headlines on ENE News that they just pulled because it was putting it all together way too much. All right. I am grateful for this racist. I'll call him a racist because anybody who does not understand that we are a separate, beautiful people and we have a right to be that way, you're a racist. So Dana Durnford, but it's only one planet. I don't want the whole world to be wiped out just because Dana Durnford is a racist. And is he a virulent one? No. He just, when I went back to share and I made just a comment of peace, he's like, I don't want anybody in here trying to promote the only Black anti-nuker out there And I never get up here and say, oh, Dana Durnford's a liar. No, he's not. He's telling a whole bunch of truth. But these white anti-nukers ain't coming for Black you and me. They ain't coming to save us, just like with Rad Chick. All these white people, if Germany invaded France again, would go through the roof. Oh my goodness, that's awful. But we're a whole separate people. And Dana Durnford, if he ever talks about it, and they never would talk about me. Not ever, unless I gave him reason to. Right? Unless I called them, cuss them out every single word I could. He gets up there and had said that the only reason these corporations get the power to do what they do is because of, when they wrote the law freeing the slaves, that allowed the corporations to claim individual corporal rights, corporeal rights, because we're people. We messed it up for all of them. Are you fucking kidding me? So that's a racist, all right? But the other day I was watching what he was sharing, and let's see now, and this right here, I wouldn't mention Kevin Blanche. I don't mind Kevin Blanche, but why you got this pet up here? Because that's all you presenting her with. And when you go and you put that, could you please bring the little Dutch lady back? Okay? Why you put this non-Black pet for European men up here? As if what? I don't know. I don't know what he means by this, but I look at this and I'm like, that is just nasty as hell. That's nasty as hell. All right. But let me see, it's not going down there. I want to go on over to the share that I watch. I plan on watching the whole thing because there's only one planet. I may not like you. You don't like me. I don't give a damn. There is a pathology to white people that has brought this to this world. And you don't want to acknowledge it. I'm not calling you as bad as the guys who are running these nuclear facilities, but this is what they do. They don't mind if a couple white people come on out. They don't mind if they look like they're at a rescue. That's what they do. That's how they do it. Separation would be good for you too. But they don't want to accept that because they're that close to the nothingness. And the Most High is the reason why when you're that close to the nothingness, you tend not to like him. Not for real. Because otherwise you would accept the full humanity of Black people. But you can't, and you never will. No matter what I say, you're worse than any Black people I run across who, I would take me a lot less time to sit down and talk to a Black person and show fact after fact after fact after fact. And then maybe they would go, oh boy, they still might be a little injured in the car wreck. But you guys, you are every train that has ever wrecked in existence. Every crash has ever been. You're in that vehicle. Okay. And so, I recommend. I recommend this share right here that he did. Right? Where he was going over, so much data. So much data. It was wonderful. Right? I know I am unique in my presentation of the data because I put it all together because it all goes together. The earthquake goes with this because those cores are turning every single thing in our earth radioactive. So wherever they are, it doesn't matter. They're affecting this. They're affecting Iceland. They're affecting everything. I know there's going to be people out there say, but maybe it's the Chinese. They're coming after Taiwan. No, it's not. The Chinese ain't doing all of this. They're having quakes themselves on a constant basis. And I watch. That's the factor. There are people who don't want to believe me, but you have to have read what I read. You'll have to be able to go up against me, fact after fact, not indoctrination, not inertia, where you are pulverized by the impact because you can't slow yourself down. You can't go against me that way. You got to bring the facts. You got to read. And then we can have a whole real conversation. Oh, I highly recommend The Crime of Chernobyl, The Nuclear Gulag by Vladimir Cherkov. Oh, my goodness. That'll let you know how deep the system of lies is. Doesn't matter, because if you establish your whole civilization based on lies, people going to find out. It's not that the people are mean to call you out on your genocidal BS. It's that it is not acceptable. It is never acceptable. I don't want to kill white people. No, I don't. I don't want to kill anybody. I look forward to a world filled with diversity, real diversity. Stop zero hedge from depicting Black people as we want to wipe you out. No, Candace Owens wants to wipe you out. Right? I don't want your babies. She want nothing but. So here come the melanin in increasingly less and less degrees. But there go all your beautiful, according to you, and you have a right to think that, blonde-haired, blue-eyed people who are disappearing off the planet because yours cannot stop being so goddamn paranoid about all that yours have done on this planet. You got to make it even seem like, oh, no, everyone's being racist to white us now. Hell no, that's even part of your game. Where now you got all these cops out here suddenly killing all these white people. I'm like, what? What? That's a red one where some, she was supposed to be autistic too. I was like, what? And she, oh no, she'd been kidnapped. She wasn't autistic. She'd been kidnapped by some, rapists, whatever. And she was escaping the car and the police started shooting at her. And the other cop was like, oh, I had to tell him to stop shooting. And she was trying to escape. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I'm saying what Bob and Steve Coakley said. Oh my God, you got to listen to that, brother. That warrior, king, ancestor. He said sooner or later they're going to have to kill their own to keep it going. Keep it going. That's what they're doing right now. We aren't doing that to your white people. Yours are doing that to your own. All them airplanes, those private planes going down, ain't Boeing. That's yours. Hey? I said when I go live, I don't know what the hell I'm going to say, but let me scroll through the book list that you have to get, and you have to read these books before you can have a hope to question what I'm saying, sharing with you. I want to say I'm telling you, but I'm not. I'm sharing it with you. It's voluntary on my part. Because goodness knows, when you love Black people for real, oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Talking about you best be used to being all by yourself. I surely am. I thank Allah for preparing me from childhood for a lonely sojourn. Right? Because from day one, I love truth. I love truth. Day one, I wanted to understand what the hell is wrong with this place. And I wouldn't accept the lie until I got the full scope of the truth. That came in Dr. Shi when I met him. That was a grace from Allah. That's how I know Allah is real, because that man is so deep. There was no way on meeting him and just having first conversation with him, there's no way I could have understood the ramifications, the scope of what his teaching would be to me. And so when he presented all the truth so that I couldn't deny, this integration thing is the worst thing for anybody on this planet, and decidedly for Black us. That's when I had to make that separation. That's when I had to say, okay, I'm done. And I started saying, oh, I'm allergic to white people. I'm no longer allergic because I have, just through repetition, what do you call that? When deprogramming yourself? I have re-infused my soul. So I know ain't nothing coming from that side. Ain't no rescue, ain't even any hope coming from that side. It is, if they have a soul, it goes against their entire being. Do I wish them any harm? No, I don't. It is not racist to recognize the truth. It's not even racist to use insulting terms towards somebody who really means you and everybody else around them no damn good. It's not racist. Community guidelines set up is so that I can't say the word Procyon Loter as we have a right to say. Right? It's not, doesn't turn the rape victim into the rapist if she cusses her rapist out. So when I see them gunning down all these white children, I see all these college students suddenly dying. Even the former head of YouTube, her son, my condolences. I don't wish anybody harm. It's terrible, terrible to lose a child. I just look and I wonder, this is maybe a sign of how they're falling to pieces. And they're doing all they can to just terrify their own into doing the right thing. Oh, that reminds me. Oh my God. Whoa, I got to get this. No, that's page 2. Let me get page 1 for you. There you go. Okay. You don't say I didn't share with you, because I'll go to a lot of the anti-nukers and I'm just like, why didn't you just say read the books? Okay. Let's get Easter Bunny. Oh, I know where that is right away. I don't even have to hope I come up with it here, because it will be in my file. Oh no, not that one. Psyops and false flags. There we go. There's a lot of them, yes. Oh, wait, I didn't do that. Oh, no, I can't open up all of those. Oh, no, wait. That's it. Okay. So then, oh, there we go. This is funny. I got to open these up. Open this one on the Daily Mail. They had this Easter Sunday, and these people are freaking out about Easter because it's like they say in the Bible, where they're a frightened people. They do things in the woods. Right? I could go over, Bacchus and, Panic, and all the rest of that stuff. But, Christmas tree, they cut down Christmas trees, they hang the heads like Nimrod did. And then it's those Christmas baubles, all these different things that they do. So with their Easter this year, because they're losing, they were in full scale panic mode. So I thought, why would you put this up here? It's not even a show about Easter. And viewers of David Attenborough's Mammals shocked at brutal scene where coyote eats a bunny's head. Happy Easter, children. Okay? This is a warning to their members of the coven, and expand your idea about what a coven is. Oops. There we go. This what I want right there. So I could go right to the next one, which is just crazy. Bunnies with sore heads. This is on the same headline scroll on the same day. I mean, these people are in crazy panic when doing right, when being good is its own reward. So you can endure whatever the heck is being thrown at you and you are okay with it. But once you sign on that dotted couch line, P. Diddy, he can't even say anything now. right? Bunnies with sore heads, Easter Sunday revelers hit the town on the last night of the long weekend before getting back to work tomorrow. So they're making a joke out of it, but they don't mean it as a joke. I don't mean anything untowards to these people right here. Oh, some blondes. Probably all fake blondes. I'm just saying. Okay? Because blondes are going away. Bye, blondes. Your people didn't really want to save you. This on the same feature day as this. Happy Easter, children. And then after that, that's when the whole thing with P. Diddy got started. They're going to go for the lowest hanging Nimrod's heads possible. The low hanging fruit. P. Diddy, you low hanging. You nasty too, but I'm just saying that most low hanging fruit is extra nasty. They're putting you out there. I've seen it on different news sites where they're saying that you're worse than Epstein. What? I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't ever want to know because you are sick. You are a degenerate and you thought you were in charge of everybody. And so you were a jerk. And now you are a low hanging, swiped off at the neck jerk. And I don't wish you any harm. I surely don't. I would be sad if something happened to you. If something happens to anybody, I feel humanity. I feel compassion. That's what compels me to keep talking about this 7.4 quake right here. Let's see, was that CNN that the story was there? There's going to be a lot of people losing their lives right now. To understand there's a tunnel. Woo! Excuse me. This is not necessary. None of this is necessary. We're not doing this to you. I'm not doing this to you. Anybody. They're doing it to you. Can we do anything to stop the quakes? I don't know. That reminds me. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, I'm so glad. I know I'm going to get back to that. But what was it? It was right. Japanese nurses. Where are you? Where are you, Japanese nurses? There. Fifth, a quake hit Japan, area hospital nurses may quit amid crisis. See, everybody, they just hope that you'll be in a state of inertia in a 7,500 mile per hour car that is crashing. So you will just assume, but Japan always has quakes. Yes, they have. They're one of the most earthquake prone regions, but not like now. Not like now. And so these nurses, can you imagine around a fifth of the 133 nurses employed in a major hospital in Wajima, a city that suffered heavy damage in the New Year's Day earthquake in Ishikawa Prefecture, have decided to quit or are considering it. The hospital has said the potential exodus poses challenges for the hospital because they can't get any more. Nobody wants to move there. Do you know the Japanese rich are leaving that country? They can, but ain't it a damn shame they're abandoning all those who are cash strapped? Japan's economy is in a pit. It's in a pit because a whole bunch of people don't want to buy their stuff anymore. There's a lot of folks who know it would tend to be radioactive, even their equipment, their electronics, right? They don't want to buy it anymore. And their nurses know something's wrong. Something's wrong. There's never been a situation where let me see now. Let's see, the figures of the potential loss of 28 nurses or 21% of the total emerge in the Wajima Municipal Hospital workforce planning for fiscal 2024, which starts in April after his nurses were surveyed on what would make them stay in the job. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. If you can't get any more nurses, that's because they're all sort of like, no, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Okay? It's not like it ever was. Look at, what is it? Iceland. God damn, those pictures are horrifying. evacuating whole little towns that have been doing fishing forever. Then there's never been. Those pictures are so just dramatic. I gotta get one of them. Probably if I just put in Iceland, the volcano come up immediately. Okay. Right? Iceland's volcano erupts. Oh, that's just 5 days ago. God dang. I can't play those. I want to pictures. Let me go right to the pictures. Images. There we go. Hey, god damn. What? 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 This has never happened in, they say, like 100 years. 100 years. That's them cores from Fukushima. That's how there's factors about radiation that are just like a fantastical horror story. So unimaginable that we don't believe them. That's that inertia. I can't believe what's right in front of my eyeballs because it's just not possible. That's it. That's your whole cognitive dissonance. It's not possible. So let's just barrel on to the crash. Let's not believe this black woman. She black. Who the hell is she? That's one of the things I love in the Quran. That it tells me about folks like that who will just hear the truth from the warner and they'll say, but you're just a human like me. You need to be able to do some stuff like the white people do. And then we'll pay attention to you. Did I show you the stories from Bella Hadid? They're only going to admit so much because they're freaking out and they're scared. They should be. But the Most High is ever merciful. But you got to be about it. He knows everything. I was watching one Korean drama that was so satanic. It was crazy. It was one about a doctor and ghost doctor. And they had one character who just was representing, but not literally, the devil himself, where he's like, sometimes you got to do a little evil stuff. You got to do, he wouldn't say evil, but sometimes God isn't listening to you. I was like, what? Nigga, are you crazy? He is everything is in the books as small as a mustard seed. I would say as small as a gamma wave release, which on that share that Dana put up there, actually a gamma wave will pulse out 600 feet from one atom. One atom. I trust and believe he knows exactly what he's talking about because that's what I did when I first started listening to Dana Dern for years and years back when he actually still liked me. Thought he liked me only because he assumed I was a pet. As long as I don't have any wish to be free, then white people will pretend they like you, but they don't really like you. Okay? But all the way back, I would research everything that he put out there, everything he said. Do the same with me if you don't trust me. Hey, research it all. Read all them daggone books. I've read about, 20 by now, or at least 15 of them suckers. Hey, do that research. That's what I did. So that now I'm like, you know what? He tells the truth. Does he explain the comprehensive impact of whiteism on all that we're seeing? Oh, he never would. Never would. Never would make a confession. Kevin Blanchard's come closer, but in the end, like I said years and years back, scratch a white person, scratch a liberal, and sooner or later they're going to have to turn black you into a pet. Right? They're going to have to bring out Martin Luther King, whom they killed because he was waking up from being their pet. So they can hold them at the, ooh, I see little black children, little white children playing together. And bam, this is what the effect is. Iceland. Our whole planet possibly being split to pieces. He will make a new heaven and a new earth. But you want your soul on the right side because only he knows how to do that. He puts measures on everything. That's why you dudes had to build CERN. Look how ridiculously just ridiculous that contraption is, that monstrosity, in order to contain just a minute amount of antimatter so you could study where you're going to live. Okay? You want to check out, can we possibly get seaside property before all the rest show up? I'm just saying. Hey, you dudes are pitiful when all you have to do is just be good. Just be righteous. Stop pretending that y'all. Because when you really are, Most High is not mad at you either. Definitely. More so, I bow down. Okay? He says he's coming for principalities. That's what those books are, pure science. The Quran and the Bible, pure science. The Bible's more tampered with. Oh, yeah. But they were so ignorant. The white people, they couldn't pervert it that much. They've tried to do that with the Quran. You need to hold on, I'm going to get the right translation. Yes, there it is. Maulana Muhammad Ali. That's the right translation because they went through and they changed the meaning of the words so they can make it seem as if Muslims want to go out and be like barbecue to cannibal. Jihad, everybody. No. In the Quran, jihad doesn't mean go out and kill everybody. No, it doesn't. Okay? And it prescribes you stop your enemies. You stop them. And once they're stopped, you leave them alone. With them, even when they've convinced black us that they're our friends. So look, I'm a liberal. Ooh, don't you really want to be with the same sex? Oh, you don't yet? Well, let me take over hip hop and turn it into something that just looks like it's pure thuggery. And then maybe you black women will suddenly say, oh, sitting on a ride sitting on the passenger side in his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. I can't remember the lyrics of that all the way. But I remember when I was a little girl, it was all love, love, love. And they were infesting it with certain things because it would be like, Aretha Franklin with, respect and you gotta give me the money and all the rest of that stuff, but not like now. It's off the charts now, but that's how they do that. They infest you slowly with the programming. So when you're in the car crash now and you hear sister saying, slow down, think, stop. You just look at me and fact after fact, you just say, she don't know what she's talking about. She just like the rest of us. She must be ignorant, but you are brilliant. You were made to be brilliant. It's the devil who convinced you that you are an exception to the rule. If you black, you are brilliant. No, you are brilliant because you are black. Because. I realize that. That's why I don't get it twisted. I don't get up here and start acting like I'm better than anybody because I'm not. If there's anything about me that is unusual, unique, that's simply because I've separated from the inertia of believing white people are the be all and end all of everything. I don't do that anymore. And suddenly, I challenge all of the indoctrination that I'm just born to be a loser. That's what they've convinced so many of us of. Because if you are busy looking at black men or black women, if you're a black man, and thinking they're all losers, so you got all these friggin' celebrities up here thinking they're jumping the ship on the Titanic, They don't know that they're actually going right on to the Titanic, getting with these pale people, right? So they also have taken in the idea that they need white people approval in order to feel like they're worth anything. That's why I'm not allergic to white people anymore, because I don't need a single, oh, you're doing good. You're doing good, Sister Radical, from them. I need it from you. But actually, I need it from the Most High, because you're in a car wreck and I ain't getting in there with you. No, no, no. If I am focused on not being Lot's wife and turning around and going, oh, well, they got a point there. No, they don't. No, they don't. When you saw that White House, you should have known that's it. It's over. And then you should wonder, because people wonder with P. Diddy, well, what's the story that they're trying to hide by going after this dude who they've known forever? They even changed, like Dr. She did a share about P. Diddy where he said Homeland, or it was Security, did the raid. And they had it right on the back of their jackets, their uniforms, that they were with the, immigration authority, whatever. Then they did another, they changed, they didn't do another raid, but they changed it. So now, it was the FBI that went in there. No, it wasn't. Because they know that is not the jurisdiction of the original perpetrators of that fraud. It was not their jurisdiction. So they had to change it to, oh, no, it's the FBI, because the devil has employees. These people don't think well. They're part of the inertia. So they think doing what they're told so they could keep their fancy house, and so they could be in line for the next promotion, is the meaning of Allah's teaching. No, it's not. No, it's not. Your promotion don't mean a daggone thing if it's a promotion in the principality of Satan himself. If your house is on the front line of the nothingness, he ain't gonna save it. Just like he ain't gonna save no cows. He ain't giving cows this earth. He's giving thinking, rational, righteous people this earth, or the new one that he makes. I'm just saying, look at Iceland, all right? So I can get on out of here. Let me come on over just in case there's anybody here. I don't know. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I have to. So greetings to everybody who's here. Thank you so very much for coming on through. You are my rescue. Every one of you, you are my rescue. I ain't even exaggerating about that, okay? And so thank you, dear brother General Mosquito. And beautiful sister Zizzy the artist, you rushed to all you love. I just you are wonderful. Oh, that's nice. And sister Jasmine Virgo, how you doing, Queen? And brother Adam Wise, brilliant brother Adam Guidry. I just so love when Dr. She was doing those teachings on our website, 25,000yearcycle.org. Woo, you just, like I said, we're brilliant. We are brilliant. And you definitely, brother, are easily in that rank. And also brilliant, brother, DA Sound Productions. I love how you have just empowered yourself and grown so that you're a different person now than you were maybe about 10 years back, which is what it's supposed to be, right? But you're putting it all on pieces together. That's amazing. And brother Azure TV, how you doing? It's good to see you, brother. I'm looking forward to catching your shares and the rest of it. I'm just busy writing a book, and that's my number one goal. And so also PD that remains. How you doing, brother? Grand rising to you, brother. And godless peace sign. I don't know what you mean by that. But I'm just gonna let you decide what you mean by that, okay? But that's a whole heap of stuff going on that because I don't know your intentions, I'll just leave it at that. And so thank you, Brother Adam. I really do appreciate that. Sometimes the lives have their benefits because you're just speaking raw. And that's always good because you say stuff that otherwise I would have just cut it out because I'd have been this an hour long. Oh my God, nobody's gonna listen to this. So that's the sum of it. My condolences. I wish I'd miraculously nobody's been hurt by a 7.4 earthquake in Taiwan. I hope nobody's been hurt. But there's people trapped in a tunnel. 60 of the approximately 770 people trapped after earthquake struck Taiwan Wednesday are caught in the Jinwen Tunnel in northern Yunnan County, Taiwan's National Fire Agency said. And I mean, looking at the damage, it just looks like it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. Oh my God. People trapped as building caves in, and that's not the only building. Oh, that's the one that is in the photo that I got right here. Ooh, God, Lord. I hope everybody could get on out. That's terrible. Its death toll rises to 9. It's when you got a quake that frantic, it turns into something they call liquefaction, where literally the ground itself starts to operate with the properties of a liquid, where it's fluid. The dirt is being impacted so heavily that the dirt loosens to the level where then it acts as if it's water. You can't stand on water. You can't stand on stuff that is going to just flow back and forth like a raging river underneath buildings. If we can't stand on water, buildings can't stand on water, most especially. Okay? So, yeah, wow, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Death toll rises after Taiwan earthquake. Whoa, okay. Okay. All right. I love your family. I wish everybody the best and strength to do what they're going to have to do on up in there. And that everybody on the West Coast, you need to leave. You need to leave because that's another portion of what's happening is this over here. It's increasing. I'm not trying to just pivot on the West Coast. The whole world is being impacted. But I'm just saying, with the drastic change that's happening, where literally this would be 100 kilometers, not 10. And I see this day after day after day. You should go here yourself and check it out so that you can see the patterns too. Right? As I say, ain't nothing I'm doing that is magical. The Quran, it says the people who warn, they're not going to be doing magic. They're just going to be telling you the truth. Okay? I'm telling you, you need to get off the West Coast. Every time I'm doing a report about people dying in hot springs or getting sick after running through the mud, that tells you the level of radiation in the soil is off the scale. Let me make sure that, because it was a story that I wanted to share from Japan Times, where that was one of the things that Dana Durnford was sharing was how radiation causes, no, I don't have it here. Anyway, causes heart attacks and strokes. How it's and how they eat the language or how they talk about this stuff is meant to fool everybody. And most people want to be fooled because of the inertia. Okay. All right. Woo! You are loved. You are loved. We're not all fraudsters. So, my condolences to those who have been impacted, but for real, you got to go on over. Let's see, did it? Yep, it did. The 25,000 year cycle. I should be so busy Packaging soap, and I just packaged up another amazing brother. This brother keeps buying soap from me, and I thank you. Then there's a few of us who we do that, and I love you for that. I should be getting so many sales that I should just be saying, okay, I got to take a break from packaging up all your soap because it's taking too much time and I can't write my book. That's not happening. But also, when it comes to healing, so you can protect yourself from the radiation, I hear Dr. Shi when he is advising people. I don't listen in, and he has his own separate lab, his own separate office, and he keeps the door closed so that I don't hear what's going on. I believe in privacy, right? But when I do hear what I do hear, people will, once they call once, they call again and again because they know they're going to get healing. So I can't tell you all the people he has helped to fortify because he's the only trained doctor who also knows about the radiation, right? Wow. Oh, I don't want to say anything in terms of him because he's very, very private. I'm so grateful for him because he's taught me the value of just knowing there's a sacred space that is your personal own, and you keep it that way, all right? Because you're real. You're not a story. You're not a movie. You're a real person, okay? All right. I love your family. Straight Black pride, and we own the future inevitably. Peace and blessings, because they can't stop our truth. No, they can't. Love you. Let me get on out of here. I never remember how. Okay, there we go. Peace, everybody. Daryl, I feel. How you doing? A man-made fallout game. That's the daggone Skippy true, PD. That remains definitely.